Welcome to another episode of Hello Again Wednesday with Brent Miller. Each Wednesday you can join in as his special guest. Answer along with question of the day. Listen to life stories. Follow him on Spotify or your favorite podcast platform. On Facebook. Or his YouTube channel, Brent Miller, What's on His Mind? This week's episode 166. Get the 411. Information. And now.
All right. Hello again, Wednesday, episode number 166. I got a few minutes before Bible study, and so I don't get tired or anything like that. Just got back last night, afternoon, I should say, from a very, very long trip, and so I didn't want to get tired tonight. And so Hello Again Wednesday is back on the air again this week, episode 166. Get the 411 information. Okay, and so thanks for joining me live. I always appreciate you guys watching. Share these videos with others so more and more people watch the video. That would be great, especially if they begin to leave a comment to the question of the day. You, though, are my special guest today. Question of the day, TMI. Have you been given too much information, or have you given out too much information? That's the question of the day, and we're going to get right into it. Today's title actually comes from some many great King of Queens quotations by Kevin James, known as Doug Heffernan, on the show. And so I'm just going to show you where I came from. I could not find where he talks about information, because he does do that, but I did find these real quick ones here to share with you on what I'm talking about. Hopefully I got it on.
All I know is we're going on vacation, sanitation, donation.
Let's talk.
Gonna do some talking. Conversation.
We got the whole weekend ahead of us.
Oh yeah. Relaxation.
That is what I'm talking about. Information, question, and also, let's get back here. Also, I like the last two, little conversation, let's talk, or the other one would have been a little bit of relaxation, and that is what I need after a long trip out east. And so, but it didn't happen, and so here we go with it. And so that's where I got the title, as I talk about too much information. This past week, right after Easter Sunday service, actually it was 2 Sundays ago, some of the family took a trip off to with taking Lauren, moving her, and then she got married last Saturday. That just took place this past Saturday. She wanted a small and very quick wedding, which that's what she got, and she was very happy with it, and still very nice, even down to the songs that she chose. Very untraditional, especially the March In. I can't remember the name of it. It was a strings instrumental of one of her favorite movies, and along with going out music was Frozen, when the girl met that one prince. And so, yeah, it was very untraditional music-wise, but it was very, very nice. I'm sure there'll be some pictures that'll come out. Maybe even the wedding video will come out soon, to where you guys who missed it can see it. That was the good information, okay? And now, not so good information. The trip was very long and very hard, especially for me. And by the time it was said and done, we had driven, 5,000 miles. And we drove a rental vehicle. That's how I know it was 5,000 miles. And all we did, and I couldn't comprehend it, but apparently so, but 5,000 miles. And all we did was just drive to Morton, Illinois, Rockford, Illinois, and then back home to Southern California, the very far end of Los Angeles, Culver City, Marina Del Rey, and drove all the way out there. Most of the trip was in rain, especially heading out from day one. And actually, day one, it was a rough trip. More than me for Connie. Connie was sick Easter weekend, and she was sick most of the trip there and back, which was hard for her to no hugs and stuff like that. But that took place. And with a trip out east, it is like this. Especially in Illinois, you will get in at least one day or 24 hours, you will get everything for weather. And when we were traveling, we had rain, we had a lightning storm, we had a dust devils, we had lightning, rain, snow. We also had tornadoes. And so that was all in a 24-hour period of what took place as we were driving. And so it was quite an adventure. There was a little bit of sunshine, especially coming back. There was no warm weather. In fact, it was freezing. I think Michelle took some funny pictures, but it was freezing. Not free. Yeah, it was freezing. It snowed. And so that was some of the stuff that we had. And then when we were coming back, I think Oklahoma or Albuquerque or something like that, it just got warmer and warmer until we went back up to Flagstaff to drop off my sister, Carrie. And so, not drop her off, but we were carpooling together. And so, we drove her car up, and we stayed one more night in Flagstaff, and then started off early in the morning the next day. Now, cold in Flagstaff. In fact, there was spitting snow when we were there that night. And then as we went down to Southern California, especially inland, the inside of Los Angeles, man, it was like 82 degrees, 84 degrees. It was knockout gorgeous. So, some more bad, too much information maybe, but you know what? I fell off a step while I was in Illinois because of a coordination problem that I have for my back. And so it really made my back hurt a little bit worse, more numbness, especially driving. Oh my goodness. I pushed through and made it, but it was a hard trip with a sore back. I will say this, I do go to tomorrow to get the shot, and we'll see what that does. Back in California, though, I had to make appointments. That was the pain management shot I was talking about. Then I have to make CAT scan appointments later in this month of April before I go back to see the neurosurgeon again in May, in the middle of May, actually. On the way home from Illinois, I saw a billboard, though. I'm just throwing a bunch of information your way. Saw a billboard ad for Chick-fil-A about surviving the eclipse. This was on Tuesday. About surviving the eclipse on Monday. So, hey, so you survived the eclipse. Because people are freaking out. And so you survive the eclipse, let's have chicken today. And so just to me, it was funny because I was not one of the ones freaking out about an eclipse. A lot of people I know of were, and it upset me to tell you too much information. Our school system out here decided to put kids inside for their safety rather than teach them how to actually look at an eclipse with a science project, a box and a hole and stuff we learned when we were growing up. I wish they had done that. I'll tell you what, too much information. I did find a video from the space station. They had a beautiful shot of the eclipse as well as the shadow it made going across the nation, and that was super cool. I did have a niece that her husband and her kids went and saw the full eclipse, and so that was kind of cool. Hopefully they had a great time. And so on the way home, I'm going to shift to another thing. I'm giving you so much information. On the way home, I saw something strange for the very first time. I worked in the trucking industry, repairing trailers and stuff like that for years, and I never saw this. But driving back from Illinois to Southern California, and I don't remember what state it was in, but it might have been Texas or Oklahoma. I'm not really sure where it was at, or New Mexico. And it was early, so it could have been, it was probably, I don't know. Anyways, it was Oklahoma maybe. And what I saw was a semi with three things. There's three different semis, three different pictures. On the back of one semi, let's start here. On one semi, it was either on the back or on the door of the tractor. There was a picture of an Arab, traditionally dressed, and it was, I believe, advertising the trucking company. Don't have a problem with that. I mean, that everybody does different mascots or logos and stuff like that. And so this was on one, but the other two, I raised an eyebrow. I was unsure. It was on the back of the trailer. So I come up on the trailer and I see this big, huge picture of an Arab, traditionally dressed. Only this time it was holding, the man was holding a sword, like you see in the media, where they're threatening to chop the head off of someone or to just mutilate them with that kind of weapon. And so I thought that was kind of weird to advertise your trucking company. So then I see another different tractor trailer, and it had the larger cabs like they all have, and on the window was a picture of an Arab man dressed traditionally, like he was looking out the window holding a rifle, like you see in the media for those that are more violent. And I'm like, man, I wonder what they're hauling in the trailer. You guys, go ahead and comment if you've ever seen those things like that, or anything like that, or am I, over giving too much information, I guess. I don't know. So that's what I saw when they were driving by. So it's, just thought-provoking. Too much information, thought-provoking. Besides all of that, most of my thoughts were getting home. And I'm shifting gears again. Most of my thoughts were getting home. I was in pain. I wanted to get home. I felt every bump. Oh, my goodness. And so getting home to sunshine, and actually, because Connie wasn't feeling good, so I actually respected her in such a way, because I love music, and everyone's sleeping. I had nothing on, and so I wouldn't fall asleep early in the morning. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I've been praying about all this stuff for a very long time, the direction of the church, the struggles of the church, as well as the struggles of a lot of churches in Southern California that I'm in contact with. And so I was thinking more of the direction to lead the church as a pastor and as a leader, the direction to lead the church, to lead its people into being revived and have a reviving and to be active for greater things where our church is. And so it's a reviving of the church, which means a reviving of the people. And so I was thinking through some things on that. And then I was thinking about this. I did a series because I was inspired by the book of Joshua. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho. And it looked like a blueprint that God had there for reviving the people. Because there was a set of what you had to do to be moving forward all the time. And I thought, well, that's reviving. And so, because you have a lifelong thing that takes place. And so it's like, what do we do? And call it a blueprint, call it whatever you will. It's the scriptures, and it laid out a blueprint plan in my studying of it, that it would revive our church. It would revive churches in Southern California, especially the small churches. And if the larger churches got involved, it would even continue to revive them daily and week and year and time again as they are moving. We're all moving forward. So how about the other churches, reviving them for what? How about other churches, so that more and more churches are actively participating in each community that they are touching? All of this leads to spiritual growth and development, as well as church population. See, and it's not just about the population. This is where you'd have to listen to the series or find out more of what I'm talking about with reviving churches and reviving people, because that's a huge end result. It helps each other. He helps all of us, as well as helping those in our community. Then I thought about, ready? There's more. Thought about fixing the hole in the drywall in the ceiling at the back of the church. It's very high up, got scaffolding and all that stuff. I already know how I'm going to do it. I already got it laid out, planned out on how I'd already sealed it, now how to fix it. And so that's what I'm talking about. And I notice I need to still fix the crack in the parsonage, in between the living room and dining room. And so That's my too much information thing. Even myself, it hurts, like too much information. So back to, ready? Question of the day. TMI. Have you been given too much information, or have you given out too much information? Okay, I'm about to close right here. Whoop, 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 whoop. About to close. Come on, Thomas. There, I lost my page. And so, or have you given out too much information? Thanks for watching today, especially today. Thank you, and every day. Go back and watch the other ones, and come back. I'm going to have more information on what I'm talking about, on a plan that I think will revive people. Okay, and so if you're watching on YouTube, leave your stories on this question of the day. On, hey, some of the information I threw information out at you, throw information at me. Okay, and we'll decide together if it's TMI. Okay, so we do. Oh, you know what? Speaking of, before I close, speaking of more information, we're part of the Church of God movement from Anderson, Indiana, and the regionals are coming up. Okay, and what that is, it's the in between. We have our huge gathering for convention every other year, and that other part of the year, or other year, is called regionals. And so it's in different locations, one near you in the area of the country that you're in. Ours is coming up very fast. Ours is May 15th through the 18th at Center of Hope, which is right down in Inglewood, just down the street. And so it's going to be there. Some of you will know it as Pastor Jeremy's church. On June 18th through the 20th is at the Crossings in Oklahoma City. And October 2nd through the 4th is in Columbus, Ohio. And so we're going to check out the regionals that are coming up. So Bible study starts in a few minutes, and we are going to look at the last two chapters of Mark as we close out our Easter time in the scriptures. And you can join anytime. But if you can't join us live down here, you might have seen Alan just walked in for our Bible study. Ours starts in about 5-6 minutes. You can come to join us at our church Sunday, 10:45 Pacific time. Check us out on Facebook, Culver City Church of God Ministries, or on culvercitychurchofgod.org on our website. And you can join us that way and worship right along with us. Check out, if you can't join ours, check out a church near you, and that's having a Bible study or a church service. Be with friends, laugh, eat together, meet new friends, share some information with the group, but not too TMI, not too much information. And as always, that's the thing of the day. As always, be the loving human factor at church. I hope you have a great rest of the Wednesday. Most of all, thanks for being my guest on watching today, if you're able to. It's also on Spotify as a podcast. Remember, give somebody a huge hello again, hug, handshake, or whatever. And as always, I will see you next week on Hello Again Wednesday.
Each Wednesday, you can join in as his special guest. Answer along with question of the day. Listen to life stories. Follow him on Spotify or your favorite podcast platform, on Facebook, or his YouTube channel, Brent Miller What's on His Mind. Please join him next Wednesday for another episode.